I want to start this video by saying it is done under the worst of circumstances. The reason Demon1 is subbing in is because Oxy has lost his mother, and a link to the GoFundMe will be in the description if you want to help his family out at all. Please keep him and his family in your prayers. Demon1 may have just saved his career. I never thought this day would come, and I am probably the biggest Demon1 glazer out there, said by the man himself. Now, the issue with him finding a team is simple. People thought of him as a duelist player only and a mid-tier duelist who couldn't get the most out of the meta agents, like Yoru. Maybe he can play a Neon, but his raise is terrible and no one else trusted any of his other agents. He wasn't thought to be a good enough Sentinel, as his time playing Senti was 3 years ago, and even his stint on DRG didn't change their opinions. His Smokes gameplay was on the Leviathan roster that, to put it generously, very generously, didn't work out. No one trusted him to play, and he was set at home for months before he, yes, came in and dominated his former team. In this video, we're going to go over that domination and how Demon1 may have revived his career with this game. I'm Lionzblade. It'd mean a ton to me if you'd sub. I'm like 60 away from 8K, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm also, if you're interested in Demon1, streaming his game tonight. Link will be in the description to my Discord, so join that, get notified, and we'll glaze Demon1 together on the watch party. Let's get into it. Now, the biggest change that you can see initially is he's buying a Phantom. Obviously, he's normally a Vandal type of guy. He was full Phantom. I watched this whole game, and to my knowledge, I don't think he bought a Vandal once. He also did Mistbloom, which I don't think is his normal Phantom skin, but that's neither here nor there. What does matter this round is he wins them the round. He literally wins them this round. Right here, rezzing the KO, he goes. Keep in mind, this is a 5v3 at this point. It should be firmly in the favor of Lev. They could go on to steamroll this, and if it's a 5v3, they should, but takes the timing on the res and KO, able to get the kill on King, makes it a 3v3, pulls it back from the brink instantly. By the way, third round, and he is already having such massive impact. Keep in mind, got the first blood on pistol as well, even though they lost that. Now, the retake doesn't go as well for him kill-wise, but he does exactly what he needs to do here. Goes, gets some damage on the main players, and makes it impossible for them to actually win the round. You'll see that head dink, that's important. The Teo Molly, now that he's dinked, he can't try and swing through that, stand through that, whatever, so Zelsis is able to stick the defuse as Zeppa plays really well with the Teo. Zeppa also had a life game, but I don't glaze Zeppa, so congrats, man. But where it gets dangerous is his opping. Demon1 has always been an elite op user, despite not really liking the weapon, as he's said publicly, but he's able to get these first bloods, and it's almost impossible that you see him whiff without the aid of utility. But C9 took advantage of this in a way that I think a lot of teams need to, and they've started to, but what you'll see in a lot of teams is Chamber plays B-Long. Permanently. Maybe 10 out of 12 rounds on defense, Chamber will simply be B-Long, holding with the op, and you get flashed off the angle, and that's that. But what they did with Demon1 was they mixed it up so well. They mixed up the timing. They mixed up where he was. So that Leviathan, wherever they went, had this fear in the back of their mind. He could be here holding passively. He could be about to swing us because he mixed it up so well. That's something that's so important to do in your game is mix up the timings. C9 did a phenomenal job of mixing him and the rest of the defensive strategy up. That's why they were able to dominate. Right? You have to figure out how to use Demon1 well, and they even said he was able to do whatever he wanted within reason, and they were going to support him in that. The reason you do that is because he's so talented, and because he's going to hit those op shots, get you the first bloods. By the way, if you saw it was on Sato, there's going to be a lot more of that. He went 10-5 against Sato in both games. I want you guys' opinion, though. What team do you think Demon1 will go to if he gets signed, and who will he replace? Leave that in the comments below, but remember, he has said publicly he will not go to EG. But let me know what you guys think. This play is simply pure greatness, and I think the only way I can let you guys see it is my stream reaction.
These bodies.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, the bait! No, the 10,000 IQ bait for his teammate. He is actually too tough, bro. He literally just shared the wealth. Like, did you see that? Ah, too tough! Sit, Sato, you bum. Oh, no one doesn't like him. Actually, no one doesn't like him, bro. Oh, and he's aware. The awareness. PXS. Nice try, buddy. Sit. Sit, bro. You'll never be the demon. You'll never be the demon lurking. Oh, he's too tough. Oh. If you noticed in the middle of that glaze, which hopefully you did, he was at a different spot. And yet again, this is 3 different rounds, 3 different spots opping, and 3 different tempo changes. On one, he swings instantly. On another, he holds a passive line. On this one, he walks up. Now, PXS was a great sub for Leviathan, but right here, he has to back off. Now, some might say it was for strategical reasons, although I think there's a decent chance he was simply feeling the aura of Demon1. But he didn't back up far enough. Demon1 walks up main, walks him down, and gets the first blood. 3 different rounds, 3 different timings. That's what you need to do. That's what great teams do, elite teams do on defense with their star players. Because Demon1's op is not going to miss often. You want to vary it up. I still think that this is one of the main things, varying their defensive setups, that got them this win, right? Also, I don't know what it is. He always headshots Sato, bro. I don't think there's an official stat on it, but it really seems like he always headshots him, even with the operator. It's a problem. He had a 41 headshot percentage, and he was opping a lot of defense. But yet again, Demon1 just secured you around. Again, this guy was not in tier 1 and probably won't be for kickoff after this. That is absurd. I know I said I wouldn't glaze Zeppa, but he did have a very good series, one of his patented life series. But look again, Demon1 is being set up on a different line this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he responds to it in another different way. He gets droned out, goes back to cover site while having Zeppa go and cover main. This is important because you do need someone covering both angles. They don't expect the op to be here because it was just spotted here. Then, bang. Sato dies. This time not a headshot, but I don't think Demon1 cares as he gets Spike and then finishes the job right there with 3, Zeppa getting the other 2. Again, they were both just fueling each other, it felt like, this map. I don't think anyone could really encapsulate the map better than that round. I also just want to give massive props to Zelsis because they understand as a team, not just Zelsis, but obviously he's had some amazing calling, especially on defense, but as a team, they understand the win condition, which is so important. Even on rounds like Ecos, where I think teams have started to treat them as less of throwaway rounds, but still you'll see some, tomfoolery go down. Being able to pull an Eco out is no easy feat, and they understand exactly how to do that. The strength of their comp, the Tejo. They don't use any missiles for this. I don't even know if you can call it a site execute. It's pretty much just, we smoke something, Neon, go get him, Tiger. You got this. We believe in you, let me tell you. Go stun, go back calls. Yippee. It doesn't work, but they get bombed down, and they're forced, Lev being Lev are forced to give way. Now, this is super important. Look at the post-plan positions. They trust Demon1 to cover this area, but the Teo, the win condition of the round, plays back, which is what you need him to do here, right? Zelsis also is going to be doubled up now in this little crossfire, and he's going to continue to stall, but not with his molly. This time he stalls with the flash as soon as they come in. Again, there are many different ways to stall someone. You have to think about it as literally what will make them slow down and stop running at me. It's that simple. I think people kind of confuse stall with just mollies. It's not just mollies. There are a lot of things you can do to stall. Right here, for example, that stun. Now look at this. Zeppa. He's playing back. Look at this. He's still playing back, and more importantly, has not used his salvos. This flash makes them kind of stop in their tracks. Spike keeps going, but everyone else is forced to wait. Then, even with everyone dying on site, Zeppa, understanding the win condition, goes back, plays the salvos, and gets the Thrifty to rip this map away from Leviathan if they ever thought they had a chance after winning Pistol. It was just very well played, and I think if Zeppa keeps up this form, I mean, he's a top 10 player in Americas. I just don't know if he can because we've been fooled like this before. If he can, though, more power to him. C9 all the way. Another thing, a little bit of Zelsis glaze, his utility is absurd. I know you look at the KD and it's, not exactly optimal, but his utility was genuinely perfect. In several aspects, people just got completely full-blind kills in this game. I'm not sure what PXS is doing here. First of all, I do want to say, he did a great job subbing for Lev. I believe he's done. I think Neon's coming back. But I'm not sure why, if you're playing with a sniper, you want your TP to be up on this box. He immediately jumps down. I think he knows, hey, I don't want to be doing this because it makes it a super uncomfortable spot. However, the, reasoning I could give there is you have the weaker gun. It's a gun round on the side of C9. You've got to do something. It's 11-3, which, that's not going to show up in the strat book, but it is something that is true. You do have that mentality of, okay, I need to do something to try and bring this map back. But I think the caster said next round, it literally is not winnable. Lev were getting picked apart, but a great job, a 5-man execute this time, and again, Zelsis shifting the pace on the next round. not the pace, excuse me, the setup. The pace gets changed by Leviathan, who just go into this fight. Again, I talked about the utility. Do you see that head that is lit up like a Christmas tree from this Zelsis flash? There's nothing Sato is able to do. Penny dives in. I don't think I've talked about him enough. Him playing Neon enables the Demon 1 chamber, right? I think we being, I assume, fans of Demon 1, or a really dedicated hate watcher if you watch this long, we know he needs a Jogamo. Right? He needs that flex player, the pure entry guy who can supplement him. But he's able to play these other roles so well that it makes sense to get a guy like that. Penny has operated flawlessly in that role. On Split, by the way, this was Lev's map pick. On Split, Demon 1 played Chamber as well. They had other people do the entrying. It's not what he's going to do, because instead, he's going to be a top 10 player in Americas by every statistical metric on the chamber. It was a great game here by C9. I hopefully look forward to seeing him beat Envy. There will be a video on that as well regardless. Have a nice day. Remember to subscribe. It means a ton. Join the Discord if you want to see the stream tonight, and peace.